My name is Slavka. I'm from Alabama, and this channel is about living, traveling, and learning. See you on the road.
YouTube! Another morning, another load. So it looks like my gamble's paying off. We were able to squeeze $5,000 out of 922 miles, picking up Chicago heading to Tyler, Texas, east of Dallas. So the plan is right now we're going to go get loaded, to drive down some miles down towards St. Louis, and we're going to stop. We're just basically going to wait for these storms to pass. Delivery is Saturday late afternoon, so we have tons of time. So we're just going to dodge these storms, swoop into Tyler, Texas, deliver this load, and get paid handsomely. One load in 1 week, $922, 5,000 miles gross, guys. That's the gamble. That's the gamble I was talking about last week. You know, hopefully the trip turns out okay. Nothing excessive, you know, as far as traffic. But for this kind of money, you know, we can go 5 miles per hour half a day, and then we'll still be okay. So that's the way we do it. You got to be bold. You got to ask for that money. If you don't ask, you don't get. That's how it works, guys. Anyways, I'm going to continue down the road. There's a lot of drama unfolding just on I-80. Lots of truckers, some kind of accident.
Thank you, lady driver. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, lady driver.
Yeah, you hear that? So we're going to participate in the drama while getting to the shipper.
Yeah, just cut that forward off, man. Thank you,
I'm going to keep the camera rolling. There's some comedy gold there. So you guys want to listen to CB drama in Chicago, 294? That's gonna be definitely R-rated or X-rated probably. So here it goes, guys.
Sounds like another black baby with a farmer. Shut up. Shut up, stupid. He calls you stupid. Shut up, stupid. There you go. Come on. I got no man on. Out the way, you assholes! Make me. Driver, if I get mad, I'm going to whoop on my salon and smack you in the head with it. Now get your ass out of there. Yeah, I don't think that 1.5 inches is going to reach. Did you say 8 inch?
Oh, bird.
Good, I may get out of there. Tell that dummy nobody want to hear him pissing mine. Tell him be quiet. Who wants to hear how it sounds when a JB Hunt driver gets paid? I think I'm going to get out of there for you, man. Is it just me or am I the only one tracking it through the ghetto right now? Thank you, sir. The space that he loses load on.
has an accident. Well, I got in the shipper right away. It's like one of those things, guys. The load pays shit ton of money, and you get loaded quickly, and everything's fine, and you know, everybody's happy, including the driver. When you get paid little, it's always some kind of problem. I don't know. I think it comes down to motivation of all parties involved. The shipper obviously wants the product shipped at all costs, so they pay a lot of money. The driver obviously gets paid fuck ton of money for little work, so he's motivated, and there's just good attitude all around. So the plan right now is we're just gonna drive down 57 kind of towards the southern Illinois, and gonna stop somewhere around Mount Vernon. We're gonna wait for all this shit to pass. It's gonna go overnight into tomorrow morning, just kind of whoosh its way into Midwest there, Ohio, towards Pennsylvania. And then once the roads are clear, we're just gonna swoop down 55 on 40 to through Little Rock, Arkansas, and then down to I-30 towards Dallas there, Texarkana, and our deliveries like right here. Easy peasy. We're gonna miss this storm. We're gonna stop early and just wait it out, and then we're gonna continue our trip. And delivery Saturday, so it's like 2.5 days from now on 904 miles. Can you guys believe that's $5,000 on 904 miles? And apparently it's a load of popcorn, so it's like I don't know, like 6,000 pounds or some shit like that. See, that's the kind of stuff I like. Low effort, high yield. That's, you know, I set out for 2 days. I could have taken a bunch of different loads, going different places, but you know, this one little load, 900 miles, makes entire goddamn week. And that's, you know, total of 11 hours of driving. So, and we're gonna pick up another load probably Saturday, probably something cheap. I'm just gonna, you know, so that's gonna add another, you know, $1,500, $1,800 on top of that. So I'm gonna close the week with $6,800, maybe $7,000 gross revenue, and very little work that day. So that just goes to show trucking is all about timing and being at the right place at the right time. If you just pick up and go constantly and just pick up at first load you see, you're just going to be toiling away like a worker bee. And you know, worker bees, they don't get paid a lot. They just toil away their entire life. So we got to be smart about this shit. We got to put little miles, little fuel usage, and in the end get paid more than even if you were putting in 2,000-3,000 miles on your truck that particular week. So that's how we roll. I hope you guys learned something. Watch my last episode 10, the gambler's market. I kind of explained the reasoning behind booking these loads and kind of looking for these black swan events, storms, and all that. You know, I'm always on the lookout for patterns in the market that may pay out. Again, I'm not claiming that I know what's going on. I just have a little bit of experience as far as the, you know, going through these gyrations. Same thing happens during hurricane season, the FEMA loads. You know, we try to get ahead on those. You know, anything that's happening, wildfires in California, same shit. I mean, it's just, there's always something going on, and then you know, when that's happening, you want to position yourself to be in a location or going to that location so that you can capitalize on that ability, you know, that urgency of the loads that need to arrive at a particular destination at a certain time. When that happens, you know, the purse is open and you name your price. That's how it works. Anyways, once we're loaded, we're gonna get maybe I'll be able to film the load. Sometimes shippers, they want to seal the door themselves, so you know, I unfortunately don't have the opportunity to whip out the camera and meander in there. You know, the guy's standing there with a bolt lock, and he just wants to shut the doors and go. So hopefully we'll film this load to see how it looks. You know, put some straps on it and drive down the road. Oh, we got ourselves a load of corn puffs. That's barely 9,000 pounds in here. Super awesome. YouTube, good morning. I'm in Moni, Illinois. Just picked up that load yesterday. You've seen me do that, and just drove down outside of Chicago area and just parked. So, basically, I'm just waiting for these storms to pass, the roads to clear. As you can see on this map, I'm just south of Chicago. So today we're going to travel down 57, past Champaign, Effingham, and we're going to get in here towards Sikeston. That's actually where I left you on, I believe, episode 7. We started at Sikeston. And that's where we're going to stop. It's about 325 miles. The reason for that, this area further down south, so the 55 and then the I-40 right here, is absolutely terrible right now. So the storm last night, a lot of trucks were just literally parked on the road. It was dead still. It is in essence a disaster zone, as you can see right here. So we don't want to go here today. We're going to wait for this to clear up. This load is due to deliver Saturday 8 p.m. Today's Thursday. If it was a normal, clear kind of day, I could have been there already by tonight. But we don't have to be there until 2 days from now, and we're gonna wait this shit out. What I'm treating this load as any FEMA disaster relief, like I do when we have hurricane loads. Basically, what's happening around this area, you have power outages all across this region. You have temperatures in the teens, and that frozen pipes, no water. Many municipalities have no water pressure, so that triggers the whole cascading chain of failures in the infrastructure, because no electricity means no fuel in the gas pumps, at the diesel pumps. No water means no toilets. You can't go to the bathroom. And imagine this wide stretch of the road. And all these trucks right now, they trying to find parking, and these truck stops are closed, or at the most all they have is a parking lot that's overfilled, and the store's closed. There's no food. Restaurants are shut down. So it is a disaster, and the way I approach disaster relief, I stage outside. So I try to arrive outside a affected area, so it's in the area where there's still electricity in normal life. And I top up the fuel tanks, get a shower, get everything ready, make sure I have 3-4 days worth of food and everything in case I get stuck. Because sometimes you go in these affected areas, and for one reason or the other, you could be thinking that you're just in and out, but you could be there 4 or 5 days easily. That happened to me in South Florida when I did the FEMA load. I forgot which hurricane was, a Nate or one of them. Every season I do several hurricanes usually. Most go without a problem, because if you know how to plan, you don't get stuck. You just deliver your load and off you go. And then, so that's the plan. I'm gonna wait it out as much as I can. Hopefully everything will clear up. I'll just swoop in, deliver this load, and then drive out some distance away from the affected area, so I'm not contributing to drain of resources. But yeah, these storms is a proof that civilization is just a thin veneer. You remove electricity for a couple days, you remove water, suddenly most people's jobs become irrelevant. Your office job, there's nowhere to go. There's no electricity. Your doors won't open because your key fobs don't work. Your computers don't turn on. You can't get food at the store. Most people don't have cash. Stores can't process all that stuff. And then you go to a place like Walmart, if there's no electricity, the checkout aisles don't work. And they only, nowadays they have all these automated checkouts. Maybe 1 or 2 cashiers actually working. It's pointless. It's crazy what happens. If you never lived in the hurricane area, you have no appreciation how easily your life can be turned upside down in 48 hours when there's no electricity, and just the cascading failure of infrastructure that entails, because after electricity the water stops, and like we see in Texas and Arkansas and southern states there. So yeah, we are just basically driving today about 320 miles. I'm going to stock up on everything I need, and then tomorrow I'm going to make determination if I'm going to make a push to getting closer or I'm going to wait some more, because essentially at that point I'm going to be about 350 miles away from my destination, and you know, that's about 5-6 hours. So if we take in 55 to 40, or we may go take country roads, there may be a better option, because considering all these trucks on I-40, it may be days before they're all cleared out. There's going to be a lot of people that simply out of fuel and they're stuck, and that's, we're not talking about individuals here, we're talking about thousands. Okay, so that's going to be a while to clear up. You also have the southern states like Arkansas. You know, Northerners will laugh, but they shouldn't. They got 6-8 inches last night, which is like astronomical. Most people living there never seen that in their lifetime. You know, they get a little dusting here and there. So they don't have equipment. The municipalities don't have equipment to handle that. At the most, they'll send some kind of dump truck just to spread sand on the road. They don't have salt. They don't have a number of plows anywhere near like they do in northern states. And the same way goes for northern states. When you guys get a heat wave up in Chicago or in New York, you know, it's 100-some degrees for, you know, a week or two, then it's like panic and everybody's dying, and TV's all over the news about global warming and all that. So don't laugh. You're all, you know, got your vulnerabilities. It's just in the South, nobody even cares about 100 degrees for 3 weeks. You know, that's just normal. Same with the cold down there. It is a normal cold for them down there. So I'll keep you posted. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rolling. The weather here is pretty decent. It's just like a light flurry, but it's mostly clear skies. It's cold as heck, but you know, it's typical northern winter here in Illinois. All right, guys. See you on the road. Oh, the Mississippi River is frozen here too. I'm at the southern tip of Illinois. It's where Illinois to the north, Missouri to the west, and Kentucky to the east. It's a conjunction of Mississippi and Ohio rivers. They flow into each other at this point, and if it's frozen here, yeah, you know it's something really unusual. There's that bridge, and on the other side, we're coming from the Illinois side going into Missouri. It's going to be interesting to see. What do you guys think? It's frozen? With all our cold weather that we've been experiencing. Oh, it's frozen. There's a ship stuck in there. One of them barges right in the ice. Holy shit. That is impressive. This far south, you have Mississippi River completely frozen with the barges stuck in the ice. That's I've never seen anything like that. Well, I'm in Skyton, and the road up here in northern Missouri is really good, like the main highway. The secondary roads have still got a lot of snow, slush, and just, you know, clearly yesterday it was pretty heavy snow around here. But it is getting better. It is slightly above freezing right now. It's 33. The Arkansas around Memphis is still pretty bad, so that all this ice is still here, and I guess Mississippi having a hard time digging out. Louisiana is completely. This is 3 p.m. already on today's what, 18th, February 18th. So Monroe and down here is just completely terrible situation. But I imagine they don't have the equipment to handle this. So I'm interested in this section of the road. I-40 still got a lot of red on there, so there's probably just remainders of the accidents that are being cleared out and everything else. I would imagine there are dozens and dozens of trucks and hundreds of cars and ditches and God knows what kind of conditions. So this is all from last night. So anyways, we're just gonna stop. We're gonna wait. This is gonna turn all green. Tomorrow's gonna be another hopefully clear day, and more snow is gonna melt. and we're just gonna swoop down all the way down here somewhere. The reason I don't want to stop around here right now, there's basically no water, no electricity in a lot of these counties, and a lot of truck stops you can't even go to the bathroom. I mean, it's simple as that. You just, you know. So I don't want to add to the pandemonium right now. I could easily drive another 6 hours and be in like somewhere around the Texarkana or somewhere easily. Yeah, look, the 49 corridor is completely closed. That is crazy. Anyways, I stopped at Walmart, kind of got the groceries, gonna go put all that away in the fridge. I'm guessing tomorrow we're gonna get in Texas, and there's gonna be kind of interesting camping, because if they still having those blackouts and the frozen pipes, I would imagine the water service is not going to get restored. A lot of truck stops, because I'm reading ahead what's going on. Most of truck stops along I-40, like towards Texas and Arkansas, they're saying there's no fuel, no water, no electricity. Imagine electricity will come back, but water, God knows when. Part of it has to do with the fact that so many pipes burst around the cities that are there, that the municipalities can't keep the water pressure sufficient quantity, that basically there's boil orders and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and people can't flush toilets. I mean, it's as benign as that, but if you think about it, how long can you go without going to the bathroom? And this kind of crap we dealt with hurricane, like I recently, last September, my family and myself were victims of a hurricane, and it took the roof off, and we had no electricity for 5 days. You know, just the same kind of stuff. At least we had water. When you have no water, I mean, with electricity you can have a generator. You know, you can have various. You can charge your phones, at least in the car or whatever. You know, it is tough, but you can get by somehow. But if there's no running water, I mean, that's it. It doesn't matter what you do, because if you can't flush what you eat, well, it becomes, you go back to Stone Age. I mean, how many people are prepared to go in the woods? I'm sure some are, but that's the reality of life for millions of Americans right now. Just out of the blue, some snowstorm takes out all infrastructure. That's what I meant by saying that civilization is a thin veneer between you and the animal within. Because imagine electricity, like a grid going down across the country for extended periods of time, what would happen? Everything would stop. You wouldn't be able to get fuel to fuel this truck up, and your store wouldn't get deliveries. You wouldn't be getting your paycheck. Your banking system would stop functioning, because the computer system networks. Your wireless internet will go down eventually. All these cell towers, they may have diesel backup, but it's only good for a day or two, and then if there's no deliveries coming in there, it'll be complete. Going back to like 1812, 1860 style. You know, there'll be few people that have CB radios or some other ability to communicate. That's about it. I mean, you'll be stuck in your community. No fuel, nowhere to go, no food, no money. What would be valuable then? You know, firearms, not just to threaten others, but just as a, you know, as a barter tool, ammunition, shit that you can do. You know, if you're the kind of guy or gal that can build something, you're a carpenter, you work with your hands, you can, you know, create something that's useful, like a water collecting tank, or, you know, shit like that. That's suddenly going to be, and those people will be making living, because they'll be able to barter for trade, you know, for food or something else. And if your job revolves around, you know, posting spicy memes on Facebook, you'll be dead, because there'll be no Facebook, and you'll get eaten alive outside. So one of these days, the time will come, and the civilization will face its test, and hopefully, you know, I'm not looking towards to that. I'm not a prepper. I'm not the kind of person that wants see the world burn. But I've been to a lot of disaster zones. I've been to hurricanes numerous times, various ones in the you know, East Coast, the Gulf Coast. I live in the hurricane zone. I've been to wildfires in California and Oregon last year. And they're small comparison because the devastation is only, you know, it's a track maybe 60, 70 miles wide, and it kind of affects a smaller region, smaller area, maybe several dozen counties. Most of the people just watch it on the news and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, you know, and then usually there's enough resources around, everything gets pulled in and everybody's helped. But imagine like just grid going down, just as simple as electricity going down entire country or like a continent like US and Canada. What would happen then? I mean, the civilization would break down. There'd be no communications, no anything. The trucks won't get dispatched, you won't get your deliveries, there'd be no fuel. I mean, it's scary if you think about it. How dependent we are on just the basic infrastructure like that you don't even think twice about. You flick your switch on and you just assume it's always there. But yeah, that's the reality of life, guys. Anyhow, before I go on a further tangent about something unrelated to trucking, so I'm gonna stay around here. You know, there's no need to rush. Just gonna wait for traffic to work its way out of from all these backups and everything, and gonna continue my trip tomorrow. This is a rare sight, snow in the Arkansas-Missouri line. We're near Prescott, Arkansas. You would think there's an apocalypse upon us. There's no diesel fuel, no bathrooms. All the restaurants are closed. It's crazy. Of course, it's already almost 42 degrees. Everything's melting, but since yesterday, well, they don't have water around here apparently in these in this county. Pretty much any west all the way to Dallas, there's no running water in most municipalities. So that is crazy, crazy. Look at this. They never clean snow, so when it snowed here, 6 inches or so, this place became impassable. Nobody ever plows down here. We have trucks parked whichever way. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so funny. Yeah, you guys see that? No diesel. Good thing I have full tanks. Otherwise, if you come here low, there's going to be no diesel practically. Pretty much entire way till Dallas, which is another 250, 300 miles. Well, yeah, that's crazy out here. You would think, you know, 5, 6 inches of snow, not a big deal, but it's the end of the world. Just talked to a driver over there, the flatbed he's digging out from his deck. He's been sitting there since Monday. He's just like parked his truck and wouldn't move anywhere until the snow melts. I mean, the roads are perfect. The snow is already melted. The roads are cleared. I mean, you can go full speed, way above full speed. So it's just panic-stricken drivers. Some of them are never seen snow. All they do, they just drive down the south. They take, you know, I-20, I-10. That's all they do in the winter. And then this kind of shit happens. They just park, man, for an entire week. That's insane. I mean, I understand parking when it's dumping, you know, when it's bad, I do the same thing. Especially out here in the South. It's not like it is in Illinois or in Indiana or Ohio or like northern states. They don't have plows here. They just don't plow at all. And when they do, you know, it's very sporadic. So when the snow's coming down, you won't see single plow. It'll just be, you know, ice field. until the sun comes out. Then they'll, you know, treat the road and everything. But in most cases, they don't even have proper equipment for entire states. Because guys, this does not happen here maybe once every 20, 30 years. Maybe once. This is supposedly like one in 100 years type of snowstorm. So, of course, these counties are underprepared. They've never seen this kind of cold temperatures. The pipes are bursting. Nothing's winterized. You, in essence, have entire communities. They're basically in a state of emergency. And it's not just one or two. That we're talking about hundreds of miles, square miles of land, you know, multiple states, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. We just don't have these kind of weather events. You know, you could get sub-freezing for a night maybe, but then it's always above freezing at all times. There's been like this since pretty much Monday when that cold front came through. It's been in teens. Dallas, they've seen temperature at -5. I mean, that's insane. Their average February temperature, guys, is 46 degrees. So you can see where the problem's at. It's just nobody expected this kind of weather for this long, and when it happened, it's just chaos everywhere on the roads, infrastructure, pipes, gas, electricity. Everything got affected. There's no fuel deliveries. I mean, there's no food deliveries. Everything. You may have seen earlier. I filmed Taco Bell there. They have a sign. Sorry, we out of like, and there's a huge list. Sour cream, this and that, cheese. Like, why do you even stay open? Like, what do you put? A crunchy taco shell and just dump some beef in there and that's it? I mean, yeah, that's a basic grid collapse like this. Trucks don't deliver shit, don't deliver fuel, you can't fuel, no food deliveries. So, yeah, if you guys ever travel into a disaster zones like the hurricanes, make sure you don't tax the local supply chain already. What you want to do is you want to have food with you, you want to have full fuel tanks, have enough fuel to get in and out with some reserve on top. That's the basic premise of doing this kind of stuff. So I have enough fuel to do another 800 miles right now, so more than plenty. Our delivery is 167 miles for tomorrow. So we're going to get in, deliver this load, and there's going to be plenty of fuel to get out. I've stocked the fridge already, so I can sit here for a week and I won't have to buy a thing. But hopefully by then they'll sort everything out, all the logistics of the snow stuff. Yeah, that's the driver right there. He's on top of his flatbed. It's nuts. I mean, these people are genuinely suffering here because of snow. Well, so that's the story with the I-30 near Texarkana, Prescott, Arkansas. I mean, this is Texas, guys. This is a fairly major highway 3 or 4 days after it snowed. During the day, it's in the 50s here, and they still have not cleared anything. This is ridiculous. We're just weaving through whatever ruts that are left by other trucks, and it is ridiculous. These cities around here are completely unprepared for this shit. This wouldn't even be like a blink of an eye somewhere in northern states. And I imagine this at night, this is all going to refreeze, all of it. It's going to be skating rink. As soon as it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, bam. One snowplow going down there, up and down this road, would just completely solve this problem. In the afternoon, it's 55 degrees, it's melting. push that slosh off to the side so it does not hard refreeze and become concrete-like. So you don't have standing water on the road, so it doesn't refreeze at night. It's not rocket science, it's just basic shit, but they don't have a single cloud probably 100-mile radius here. Few large cities do, but most of the rural areas don't. And Texas is huge. Everywhere you go, you gotta drive tens, if not hundreds of miles. It's not Connecticut. It's not New York City. You know, you get in your car, go to Walmart, closest one is 25, 30 miles away. It's not further. There are areas around Amarillo, there's nothing there. There's just a wasteland, basically. This is why it's national emergency, because, like, shit can't get to them. They're not getting food in the stores, they're not getting gas, they're not getting diesel, and they're not clearing the roads. First thing, when disaster area happens, first thing, number one priority for any FEMA emergency manager is to ensure roads and infrastructure is accessible. You clear that shit out immediately. Because if you can't get transportation going, you have nothing. You're going to be in the Stone Age. Every day goes by, you're going to be further and further in Stone Age. It just degrades like that. And first thing you do, you keep your roads open, keep railroads open, keep airports open. Everything else doesn't matter because supplies need to come in. More equipment needs to come in. And if the roads are not open immediately after the disaster, you have nothing. You have no food. You can't. First responders can't get there. Nothing can get there. That's I don't know what part of that is hard. This is not like something new. Like every state has their own emergency plan. Why the fuck is Texas not plowing this goddamn highways? I mean, I'm bringing them shit. I'm bringing them food, you know, so they can put it in the store shelves. And I had to drudge through this shit at creeping slow speed. Good thing I know what I'm doing in terms of planning and shit. And it's fine. I'll get there. But in the big picture, there are drivers that are delivery drivers that are delivering fuel and everything. They won't go here. They just will stay the fuck out. That's why your gas stations are running empty. That's why your food shelves are bare. It's because you're not taking care of your infrastructure like it's supposed to. And we're at the Target. Target, for example, compared to Walmart, is much better for truckers. These guys let you in, you can just sit there, you know, they'll give you a pager. They're pretty quick, too. For the most part, I've never had problems with Target. Hello! Alright, and that's just the easy back in. Just gotta be careful, slot this trailer right in the parking spot. And whoever parked that trailer next to me is an asshole. They left it way too close. So I'm gonna have to go over and, on my right a little bit on the line so I can get in there and jack up the landing gear. When I have a little bit of extra room. Just correct a little bit because I backed in here and I realized that I'm not going to get in between these two trailers to do the landing gear. I think that's close enough. I'm not the thinnest guy around. That's gonna be, I gotta fit in between those two and get to the, crank it down. Yeah, that's good right there. Safety first. I always use the gloves because underneath the trailer is mucky muck. There's all that crap that's been on the road for the last 3 days that we collected. So, we're going to go crank this baby up, or down this time. Ah, perfect fit just for me. What do we got here? Ooh, rusty water. Awesome. He's going to stay back a little bit. I had this landing gear serviced last summer. Put a lot of grease all around. Spins easy. Sometimes in the winter, if you don't grease this once in a while, hey, it's so rough. You gotta like literally jump on this handle. I can spin it with one finger. That's good. Now, before I yank everything, I gotta set the trailer parking brake, because otherwise it'll blast me with compressed air right in the face. We don't want that. Now, yank the release handle. Pop the glide hands right off. I'm going to stow this away because I'm going to be driving around the parking lot so they don't get caught in something. This trip, when this winter shit is over, it's going to need a serious truck wash. But for now, it is what it is. Wasting $180 to wash the truck only to go 2 miles down the road and get it dirty again. I see no point or reason. Alright. Next thing we do is dump the air out of our suspension. This is kind of points to landing gear down. You don't have to, but it's better that way. You don't wear out your fifth wheel and you just peacefully slip away from it. Plus, it kind of verified that the landing gear is holding. There we go. And we're free as the bird. No trailer. I'm gonna go find a parking spot somewhere near that near gate that traffic controls at. It says gate 300. I'm gonna go find it. Find it and park next to it. I'm on 3 hours early for my appointment, but she let me in anyway. So I like Target better than Walmart. Man, these yard dog guys, they're speeding around like crazy, man. But yeah, Walmart, they're dicks there. They're like, if you're more than an hour before your appointment, that's it. Do whatever the hell you want. Just go loop around the circle, go park anywhere you want. And of course, there's no parking there. And if there's some kind of moms and pops truck stop, they always charge $10, $15 to park near Walmart because they know that shit. But Target's pretty good. You know, you show up within reason early or whatever, they'll let you in. So, okay, so that's where we gotta go, right there. That's the door, and this is the bobtail parking section. So I'm gonna park here and enjoy the rest of our afternoon. take this baby in real quick. Kind of forget to drive without a trailer. It's like driving a big car. Oh. Well, there you have it, guys. This trip is over. The Texas Gambit has paid off handsomely. 922 miles for $5,000 with very light load. I barely used half a tank of fuel to get here. So my expenses on fuel probably somewhere around $350, $400 tops. Yeah, it was a little bit, few days extra, but I mean that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted, you know, relaxing load, and as you can see, we got around all the storms. It's beautiful, pristine weather in Texas. Obviously, they got their problems. They're not cleaning the roads, so everything will refreeze tonight. That's why as soon as we're out of here, we're gonna go park. Wait till the morning again. I'm not gonna drive on that ice. It's just there's no excuse for it, but it is what it is. And I already got the next load. So it looks like we're gonna be picking up a load of bottled water. And we're gonna head to from Tempe, Texas to Austin, Texas. It's a very short trip. Let's see, 68 miles for $1,000, guys. So it's probably this is a disaster relief. The Biden today declared Texas a national emergency. So this is one of those things. You know, you get in on a disaster area, you start to do disaster work. So 90% of the time, anytime I'm doing kind of FEMA loads or any kind of relief efforts, it's always drinking water. It's potable, like bottled water on the pallets. Because the type of trailer I have dry van, so it's good for non-perishable foods. You know, anything that like water, canned food, dry food, stuff like that goes in there. But whenever there's a disaster of any kind, water, drinking water is the #1 priority. And apparently Texas, a lot of areas are affected. They don't have drinking water. A lot of people don't have running water in their houses, so they have nowhere to get the drinking water. So right now, I'm picking up, tomorrow I'll be picking up a load and heading to Texas Department of State Health and Services. So this is clearly emergency load. I'm supposed to contact the representative of Texas Health and Services tomorrow, and then they're gonna guide me into where to actually take this trailer. Most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to file a car with the representative of the government representative, and we're just going to leave the trailer some parking lot. It could be high school, it could be, you know, any number, it could be wherever they unfold their camp for the relief effort. You just drop the trailer there and off you go, park and wait until they're done. But the good news is when that happens, sometimes your trailer can be held up for a week or more. The good news is they pay. I've had trailers where it's like $600-800 a day just to have my trailer at their place. So, you know, if they need it for a week, I'm all for it. Just pay me money and I'll go. I'll sit somewhere, play games and shit. All right, guys. Tomorrow's tomorrow, so that's next episode. But for now, we're done. Mission success. I'll see you guys on the road, and don't forget to smash that like button. You need to smash that like button. I don't accept anything less. I'll see you on the road.